Hi there! Welcome to Remoto, the next generation of creative collaboration. In this video, we'll show you how to schedule a Remoto Playback streaming session and invite guests. You're probably familiar with Playback's dashboard, which displays all sessions you're involved with, whether you're an organizer or a guest. If you need a refresher, check out our Quick Start Guide for organizers in our Help Center. To start, note that playback sessions can be created as part of a monthly subscription or as individual sessions, including our free test drive. While the scheduling process is the same for all of them, the very first step depends on this type field. One-time sessions appear automatically in your dashboard after they're purchased and are waiting to be scheduled. To get started, simply click on the yellow Schedule button. Subscription sessions are a little different because they don't appear on the dashboard until you decide to create one. But as soon as you click on the New Session button, the same Edit Schedule screen will appear. Before we dive into this edit screen, note that scheduling is the first of two steps required to configure a playback session. The second step involves the settings for the media you'll stream to guests. That configuration is covered in detail in a separate video found in our Help Center. There are three components to the scheduling process: the session name, the date and time, and the guest list. The first is self-explanatory. You need to modify the default name. Without that, no other details can be entered. Next, enter the scheduled date, time, and duration. Note that these settings are used only for calendaring purposes. They don't control when the actual session begins. As the organizer, you determine when you're ready to begin, and that does not have to match the scheduled time. The Reminder drop-down menu is self-explanatory, but it raises the larger topic of guest notification. Playback allows you to set a tentative session date and time, but hold off on emailing guests until your schedule is confirmed. Once you check the notification box and save the setting, guests will then receive an email anytime the schedule is modified. Note that guest notification is permanent. Once the box is checked and saved, notifications can't be turned off. The last step is to invite your guests. Type or paste their email addresses one at a time, then press Enter or click the plus button. You don't have to add guests to schedule a session. You can come back at any time to add them or make other edits. As you add guests, you can see the number of remaining spots here. Each guest is added to the roster of attendees along with an icon denoting their RSVP status. As the organizer, you can see a tally of guest responses. If you decide to remove or replace a guest, check the X to the right of their name. When you're ready to save the session, you'll see a message confirming your email notification choice. After clicking OK, your scheduled session is confirmed. Note that the Guests column on the dashboard shows the number of guests invited and no longer displays the icon for disabled email notifications. To the right, the Schedule button is now green with a check mark. In most cases, you're now finished with scheduling and ready to move on to configuring your stream settings. If you ever need to adjust the schedule or guest list, you can click on the session name and then the pencil icon to go back into edit mode, or navigate there directly from the dashboard by clicking on the Schedule button. Before we wrap up, we want to share two additional thoughts related to managing guests. It probably won't happen often, but if necessary, you can add guests to a playback session after it's started. Check out our Help Center for more information on how to do that. Finally, when you get to stream settings, you'll be asked to choose between Desktop Only, where all guests use Remoto Playback's desktop application for Mac computers, or Desktop and Web, where guests have the option to use any computer or mobile device with a web browser. Our stream settings video explains the ins and outs of what this means, but the short version is that Desktop Only offers more collaboration features. We bring this up now because if those features are important, and if all guests have access to Mac computers, your experience will be smoother if everyone installs the Playback application before your session start time. That's something to keep in mind when you reach out to guests, particularly those new to Remoto. And that's it. We hope you have a great session. Be sure to check out our Help Center, where you'll find lots of additional information and resources. Thanks, and have an amazing day.